Hey friends, my name's Jason Clemens. This is episode 15 of the Big Book Study. We're going to turn towards the back of our textbook, page 567 in the fourth edition of the Big Book, for Appendix 2, Spiritual Experience. Excuse me. The terms spiritual experience and spiritual awakening are used many times in this book, which, upon careful reading, shows that the personality change sufficient to bring about recovery from alcoholism has manifested itself among us in many different forms. Yes, it is true that our first printing gave many readers the impression that these personality changes or religious experiences must be in the nature of sudden and spectacular upheavals. Happily for everyone, this conclusion is erroneous. In the first few chapters, a number of sudden revolutionary changes are described. Though it was not our intention to create such an impression, many alcoholics have nevertheless concluded that in order to recover, they must acquire an immediate and overwhelming God consciousness, followed at once by a vast change in feeling and outlook. Among our rapidly growing membership of thousands of alcoholics, such transformations, though frequent, are by no means the rule. Most of our experiences are what the psychologist William James calls the educational variety because they develop slowly over a period of time. Quite often, friends of the newcomer are aware of the difference long before he is himself. He finally realizes that he has undergone a profound alteration in his reaction to life, that such a change could hardly have been brought about by himself alone. What often takes place in a few months could seldom have been accomplished by years of self-discipline. With few exceptions, our members find that they have tapped an unsuspected inner resource which they presently identify with their own conception of a power greater than themselves. Most of us think this awareness of a power greater than ourselves is the essence of spiritual experience. Our more religious members call it God consciousness. Most emphatically, we wish to say that any alcoholic capable of honestly facing his problems in the light of our experience can recover, provided he does not close his mind to all spiritual concepts. He can only be defeated by an attitude of intolerance or belligerent denial. We find that no one need have difficulty with the spirituality of the program. Willingness, honesty, and open-mindedness are the essentials of recovery, but these are indispensable. There is a principle which is a bar against all information, which is proof against all arguments, and which cannot fail to keep a man in everlasting ignorance. That principle is contempt prior to investigation. Herbert Spencer. Let's go to the study portion. Appendix 2, the spiritual experience, is found on page 567. The terms spiritual experience and spiritual awakening are used many times in this book, which, upon careful reading, shows that the personality change sufficient to bring about recovery from alcoholism has manifested itself among us in many different forms. Yet it is true that our first printing gave many readers the impression that these personality changes or religious experiences must be in the nature of sudden and spectacular upheavals. Happily for everyone, this conclusion is erroneous. The appendix was added after the first printing of the first edition of the Big Book. There was significant confusion regarding the transformation that Bill experienced and the rest of the main text of the book. This appendix was added to clear some of the confusion. A lot of people were expecting the white light experience of the nature of what Bill had on December 11th, 1934 at Towns Hospital. Here it goes on to explain that the educational variety was no less important or vital. The real gems here are the reinforcement of change as the central theme of the experience. The following four terms mean essentially the same thing: spiritual experience, spiritual awakening, personality change, psychic change. What we'll do here is identify how many times change or a synonym of change appear in the text. It may surprise you. Paragraph 1, personality change. Paragraph 2, personality changes, spectacular upheavals. Paragraph 3, revolutionary changes, immediate and overwhelming God consciousness, a vast change in feeling and outlook. Paragraph 4, transformations, the difference, a profound alteration in his reaction to life. So let's see, that's 8 changes on a single page. I guess they have made a point. We have to change the people we bring to AA. Not drinking and going to meetings is not enough. Through the 12 steps, we have the transformation in the guise of a spiritual awakening or experience or psychic change, etc. That is, quote, the result of these steps from step 12. With our next post, we'll go further, chapter 5, how it works, not how it happens or how we get it through osmosis. Have a great day.